Hey gang, Jeremy Wright here with the Arkansas Planet Aquarium Club, and I'm helping out my brown water navy up here. This is the 55-gallon North American convict cichlid tank. North America, Central America, same thing when you compare it to South America. But yeah, back to the brown water navy. So these guys, just like many other big freshwater fish, you just can't really have a planted aquascape with them. So it requires a lot more water changes than, say, a tank like this, or a tank like this, which basically doesn't need water changes, or even a tank like this, which just needs top offs. No water changes really needed. But when it comes to the brown water navy, the convicts, man, these guys, they can mess up an aquarium on the quickness. So I'm back in here, probably doing a 80% water change, which is just, how we make the water clear again. And it's not that there's really a problem. I'm gonna say phosphates, a little bit high. Phosphates are present. The amount of plant matter in here, which is really just a ton of red root floater, some other things. This is Mexican petunia. Kind of looks like alligator weed, Alternanthera phylloxetes in that current situation. And there's some water lettuce sticking to the glass in a few places. What else grows in here? Not a lot. They kill everything else. That's basically what's going on. So right now we're stirring up the funk and really seeing what's down in there. But this tank's jamming along. So one of the reasons for this video is I just shot a video short explaining to some of our viewers and club members about the use of a Python. So I had someone ask, like, how do you get the siphon started? It's such a long hose. Well, I connect it to the sink first, as if I were going to begin filling first. And I then put this end down in the bathtub, and which is, in my case, it's right by the sink. I don't know how your house is built, but I have a bathroom that I use, so bathtub right by the sink, right? So I stick that end in the bathtub, open up that valve, trick, open up the valve, and turn the water on until this hose is full of water, at which point I shut that valve and turn the water off. Then I take this end, bring it up to the aquarium, stick it in. And for, where is it? I already set it aside, but I generally stick a small aquarium hang-on back pre-filter sponge inside of this, and that acts as a pre-siphon sponge, haha, and it keeps me from getting the little fishies and giving them the elevator ride of doom, because they're gonna otherwise be going like in a potted plant or down the bathtub drain, and I'm not gonna stick around and find out. I don't want to. I'm gonna be doing other stuff. So I put the pre-filter sponge in there, and problem averted. Also, I get to see what kind of funk is coming out, and then as I finish up the siphoning, I go back over to like the bathtub or toilet or something. Toilet's probably a better idea. And then turn the water back on, and it blasts all the old water that was in the siphon. These are long siphon hoses on pythons. You don't want to put that 1.5 miles of aquarium water back in your tank, because heck, that might be a full gallon. So go ahead and blast that water out of your siphon before you go back and refill it. Turn the water off, move this end back to the aquarium, put your stuffy stuffs in the water, whatever you're using, Prime, Aquiel, whatever you're using, it doesn't matter, as long as you're aware of what's in your water and you're treating it for such, if necessary. If you've got well water, maybe you don't need that. If you're filling from RO, maybe you're treating your water with totally different stuff and you're not treating for chlorine. I'm treating for chlorine. That's the only thing I care about. Not chloramine, chlorine. That's my house. Your house might be different. Test your water to find out. But that's my tricky tricks for using this. And also something to do every once in a while, reach down in there, make sure you're not filling your aquarium with hot water. Just trust me, I have done it only once, but once was enough to learn the lesson. It cooked my Aponagitans. Now, fortunately, my fish didn't care. They just swam down in the cooler water because a thermocline quickly developed, but the plants, the taller plants, didn't like it at all, having been filled with like 110-degree water. They didn't like that. So don't do that. Otherwise, brown water navy is now becoming clear water navy again. Yay, yay, yay. I always enjoy tank maintenance time. I even enjoy filming and recording tank maintenance time. And there's always something to share with people. This tank is kind of cool because in the Heidi zones right now, we're gonna find a bunch of baby convicts. Let's see if we can find them. There are like 3 different spawns. Hey, what you doing? Oh yeah? Chasing lunch? Chasing your nephew? Chasing your sister daughter? Cool. However you want to do it. But yeah, pythons. So there are some tricks to them that you can employ to make it a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable, make that $50 or whatever you spent on your python go to work for you. If you've got a bunch of tanks, these things are pretty darn valuable. Now, I will say most of my aquariums don't get frequent water changes. However, this 55, I'm doing like monthly large water changes on it. And that's because I just can't pack in enough fast growing plants to handle the bio load of a bunch of small cichlids that enjoy ravaging their tank. And cool, this tank gets fed more than the others. I would expect it to build up some water chemistry a little faster. But the other thing is the water just gets kind of murky in here faster than others, and that's really, aside from trying to get those phosphates down so we don't start growing blue-green algae and getting that cyanobacteria smell going. This is it looks so much better. It looks oh so much better. And this is right here in the middle of my living room, so I want this area to kind of look good, even though I've got an empty 55-gallon right in front of it looking all fugly. But whatever, that one's waiting on a top frame, and then once that thing shows up in the mails, we will be building that sucker and employing it like the rest. Anyway, if you like this sort of thing, aquarium tips, just talking about this stuff, subscribe, like, drop a chat, see what's going on, and I'll see you in the next Tank Talks.